Ladies and gentlemen, this is the main event of the evening. It's
almost
time!
Welcome, everybody. This is It's Almost Time. I'm your co-host, A1 Music, or A1 for short, Mr. Good on Everything, whatever the fuck you want to call me. I really don't care. I'm just happy you're tuning in. I'm here, as always, with my co-host, Paul, and the man in charge of keeping the action under control and the discussion civil, Mr. Cornbread 217. How's everybody doing this evening?
The last hairbender.
The last hairbender.
Look at this shit. Look.
Oh yeah, as you see,
it's all over the place.
He got the white cyan hair removed, and he's rocking all natch now.
It's all natch. Available on Spotify. Just chilling, man. Had a nice little weekend. Went to the ABA All-Star Game and Finals.
That was pretty fun.
Ended up performing there, getting a little media coverage. Actually, I didn't tell you, and I know this is a little side note from what we're doing, but we actually might have got offered like the media position with the ABA and stuff. So.
Mm-hmm. Shout out to Midwest Connects and Connects Radio for that venture because the man
and DJ Essence too, man.
Yes, sir. DJ Essence and DJ Uncanny of Midwest Connects making big things happening. Or big things happen. I don't know. I ain't even smoked yet, and I fucking can't talk. Hopefully, I get to some fight conversation a little bit better than just this standard bullshit. And some decent fights this weekend, as Dre alluded. We was actually me and him was out of town. We was down in the Lou or St. Louis for those of you who don't know. For the ABA All-Star Game.
Cookie store just opened down there. 10% marijuana tax.
Yes, sir. We hit the cookie shop. Good product. I ain't gonna lie. I was kind of. I'm not gonna say let down. I was just surprised there wasn't more of a selection. They ain't locked in them Jeter pre-rolls yet either. Let's go. Yeah. We need to make some Jeters happen. And if you don't know, Paul, oh my God,
Jeters. If you ain't ever had Jeters, nigga,
I don't think I have. No,
bruh. Let me tell you something, okay? I blow back like jet debris, fam. You feel me? Mach 1 type shit.
Right,
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Just the little baby bitches of Jeters, nigga.
Half grams.
Half gram Jeters, G, was throwing tiger uppercuts to you.
Are they infused?
Yes.
And then the outside has Keith on them. One of them had 4 of us down. Me, him, his cousin, and his uncle, bro.
That's crazy.
And they make like regulars and XLs and like crazy shit. I said, I don't even want to know what an XL is. If a baby bitch does that.
Right. I actually was lucky enough. I got to try some of one of their 1 gram pre-rolls over Christmas and shit. And I had to split that up over 2 or 3 sessions because I was smoking solo. So I would get like 4 or 5 hits in and just be dying. Yeah. Plus, I'm in like 10-degree weather that hurts the older lungs anyways. Another reason I'm starting to loathe the Midwest in the wintertime. But I got to get down on some of them, and they as good as the baby bitches and about the same potency.
Dog, so that Holloway fight was in Kansas City.
Yep.
Because I'm like, I can't say like avid fan, like I ain't got posters and shit like that, but like I'm in the middle. You know, I'm average, maybe slightly above average fan, enough to where if it comes in my area within like 3 to 5 hours, I'm down to go see it if the price is right.
Right.
We looked at Kansas City tickets like 2 or 3 months out, bro. That shit said $300 for nosebleeds. I said, not in Kansas fucking Prohibition Barbecue City. Not in
Yikes.
KC Masterpiece. I
I
said, bro, what we paid like 80 a ticket when it came to St. Louis.
And
right?
you said it was what, like 120 down in Houston?
And yeah, we went to Houston. It was probably like 120 or 130.
why it was so high.
I don't know.
That's
Because
crazy.
Kansas City ain't even like that.
It's probably because Kansas City just won the Super Bowl, so now they feel like they can charge crazy shit for everything.
Yeah, I feel so when they do it like that, I know they're either trying to like break into that market or like, you know, get it started. Like there's a little bit of something and they trying to jump it off. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I said outside of like the Apex, because I know that's where they do like fight night and stuff, or like, you know, an actual pay-per-view, like a numbered UFC where it's like Abu Dhabi or Tokyo, or you know what I'm saying? Some shit like that. The in-between ones, like, why not? I mean, I don't feel like Holloway was an in-between, but I don't feel like he was a big enough name for $300, especially when I paid $120 to see Derek Lewis and Cyril Gane.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And
I
well,
agree.
keep in mind, I guess Cyril probably didn't have as big a name, but Derek Lewis was a draw at that point.
Yeah, no, and he was the hometown kid.
Exactly. Yeah.
You know,
I heard they got up even higher. I heard they got up to like 500 in nosebleeds, and I thought it was insane too. I was like, damn, I just thought UFC was for rich people.
Yeah.
Well,
I said I'm gonna start going to hockey games.
Well, no, it's like maybe it's the fact that they just purchased the WWE and they're already trying to make their money back quicker, so they're just jacking prices up on everything. I don't know, but yeah, no, I agree. Even 300 is too high. 200, I feel like would have been too high for nosebleed.
If I'm paying 300, I feel like I'm gonna be in somewhere like San Diego, or like, you know, like if I'm paying 300 for nosebleeds. Like, I better be in Toronto, nigga, or like, you know what I'm saying? Paris. You know what I'm saying?
No, somewhere where there's something else that could be going on too.
Right.
You more to get into than just a UFC fight.
Now,
prices aside prices aside from the event itself was pretty good. We watched as much as we could live. We were actually in a spot in the Lou where we were able to partake in some live watching. Got interrupted with some Amber Alerts during the main event, but we'll get to all that. And I don't know, you guys want to run from the top to bottom?
Yeah,
I'm down for whatever.
Let me pull up some ish. You know what I'm saying?
We don't have to spend too much time.
I actually did not get to watch the prelims.
Yep,
I can give you the gist if you want.
Oh, you taking the lead on this one, bruh.
Oh, well, the only thing.
Go ahead.
The only thing I will say, because I was trying to do a little bit of my MMA homework today, me being an official analyst now. Yeah, no, I spent a little bit of time today, you know, just ears to the MMA news sphere, so to speak. And the first fight that is mentioned at the prelim, it must have been the first prelim of the night, anyways. The Jocelyn Edwards versus Lucy Padalova. Yeah. From what I understand is let me see here.
By
decision. Who was it? Yeah, it was a split decision. Whoever won, though, like there was a big reaction in the MMA world that the person who won should not have won.
Oh, okay.
See, I missed the very beginning, so I missed that fight.
Yep, and then the way they got this. Hold on, let me see here. I'm just trying to take a look here real quick.
You know what Google should start doing? like, you know how they'll be like, it's like the fight, right? And it has person versus person. And then after it's done, it's like, oh, this person won by this.
And I believe the way that they're listing the opponents, I believe the opponent that won was Jocelyn Edwards by split. But yeah, Lucia, like from what I understand, and I didn't get to read a ton or listen to a ton of it, but yeah, a lot of people are saying that it should have gone the other way.
So with that though, like, so when you look it up on Google and it's like, oh, Jocelyn won, you know what I'm saying, against this person, would you like to see the highlights and the decision or the cards or whatever, you know what I'm saying? And it's like they give you like a minute of some shit. You feel me? And so then you're like, oh, okay, I get the gist of that. And then it's like, if you want more or you want to check it out, download ESPN Plus or whatever the fuck it is. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, yeah.
But yeah, no, that's all I really heard about the prelims, Paul. If you want to touch a little bit more on as far as some more of the prelims.
I'm not going to go through every single fight, but there was a couple notable points I wrote down that I wanted to touch on. Zach Cummings and Ed Herman put on a fucking banger. And at the end of the fight, double retirement fight. They both retired and they put on a fucking banger. Zach Cummings, I think it was in his hometown.
25-7 on Zach Cummings and 27-16 on Ed Herman. Yeah.
And I think it was Cummings. I think Cummings is from KC, so he fucking retired on a win homecoming fight.
Nice.
So that's like a pretty cool story.
I was gonna say I did hear about a double retirement, which kind of made the first fight on the main card even funnier, which again I heard some drama on that. Just to skip forward a little bit.
That's the very first thing I said was I cannot. He just faked his retirement to say some shit on the mic. That's kind of funny.
No, I respect the hell out of it. It wasn't just to say something, and we are referring to the Clay Guida and the Rafa Garcia fight. Garcia got the decision 30-27, I believe, unanimous.
Yeah.
But at the end, as he's given his Clay does not leave the cage. He starts to take his gloves off, which anybody who's been watching MMA for longer than 5 years or so knows. The fighter's taking his gloves off in the octagon.
You know what that means.
It means they're hanging it up. It's just like the unspoken rule. If you're taking your gloves off, you're probably done. So after they're done interviewing Garcia, Guida asks for the mic and starts off by saying how much he loves everybody and loves this sport and how he's been doing this for so long, and like I'm convinced that this dude's hanging it up, and he goes, to be honest, guys, I tricked you all. I'm not going anywhere. I just wanted to say happy birthday to you. He was basically saying happy birthday to his mom. He took a little longer than he probably should have, but I get why he did it. And I mean, dude's been part of the UFC since 2007. He is a veteran of this sport. He's helped build this brand. He deserves a little extra time on the mic if he wants, especially if he's just trying to say happy birthday to his mom. Word is, though, and I don't know if this is for show because he has to appear this way, but supposedly Dana White is really pissed about it and is not happy with the situation at all. But I mean,
I saw he said that he was mad. I'm sure I get it from the production standpoint because there's people that are sitting there trying to run that shit on rails. But I think he just said he was pissed and he was annoyed. But I don't think he's like gonna do anything. He was just like, yeah, that was pretty annoying. And then
I mean, some of the crazy shit and other stuff that has gone down as far as fighters disrespecting the
right. Yeah, that's like,
and that is slid. I don't see that any more than a comment being made about it. I don't see him never fighting for the organization again due to it or something. And if they pulled some shit like that, that would be bogus.
Right.
But, any other notable prelims before we start moving
up? Yes, Brandon Royval versus Matthias Nicolau.
Yeah.
Brandon Royval put on a fucking killer performance. He got a TKO round 1. Got himself up to rank 4 in the flyweight division, so he's getting up there into title contention real quick. I think he might be on a win streak too, but I'm not sure. He got a TKO round 1. Hurt him, went in for the kill, elbows. It was beautiful. But that's pretty much it for the prelims.
Word up. I'm going to just note some other stuff. Round 2 submission by Bill Algeo in this fight on TJ Brown. You said the
Hey,
Zach
actually,
Cummins,
as of
Jillian
this,
Robertson got a sub on Pierre Rodriguez.
Right.
Piera.
I was gonna say just I wanted to look to see, and actually, it looks like with this win, this last win, Rival is now on a 4-fight win streak.
Right. I knew he was kind of on a roll, so he's getting up there into title contention real quick.
That's what's up. So yeah, that was the prelims. And then on the main, like you said, Rafa Garcia got the decision over Guida.
Yep. Next fight was,
Pedro Munoz and Chris Gutierrez.
yeah,
They was kind of going at it.
Yeah. Yeah, and we were at this point, just for context for anybody listening, we were actually at Pin Up Bowling in downtown St. Louis. They had the fights on, but we couldn't really hear them, and the basically the projectors that they had over the alley, they weren't that good to begin with. One, it was kind of hard to make out the picture. Two, I couldn't see the fucking arrows on the goddamn lane, so it made it really hard
for
to
all
bowl.
my real bowlers.
Yeah. But I was glad we was still able to somewhat keep up with it. And actually, I got confused there in real time when we watched it live. I thought Gutierrez had won at first until they were reading off the decision, and it looked like somebody had been stopped. I don't know if I saw it funny, but I thought somebody got the finish. Turns out it was a decision. But Pedro got the nod. Good fight altogether. Some really hard shots. Some decent ground game. And I mean, both actually look pretty good. But yeah, Munoz is always looking good out there. If he's not getting knocked out, he's getting, or he's going for knockouts or he's going for finishes. He's usually pretty active in his fights.
Mm-hmm. Word up. You got anything on that one, Paul?
No, I was only, I was doing other stuff while I was watching it. I had it on my second screen, so I was a good fight.
Word up.
I'm a huge Tanner Boser fan, though, unfortunately.
Yeah, he got dead in round one, unfortunately.
I don't know if you guys, are you guys familiar with him?
Not too much.
He was fucking shredded compared to what he usually looks like. He's usually a heavyweight guy, and he's usually like pretty soft looking, but he looked like he went down to 205 and he looked like a brick shit house, but it did not do him any good. Ion Kutula was a fucking savage. His name is fitting, the Hulk.
Word up. And then Jacoby, he got or Azmat Mirzakhanov.
That was unfortunate. I was really rooting
for that
Jacoby.
Was unanimous. Now, on this Edson Barbosa, because to me, this was move of the night on Billy Quarantillo, or Quarantillo, because he's American. Sorry.
Okay.
So, Edson Barbosa, he got here in 2010, I believe. And his record's 23-11. My man is like jiu-jitsu, Muay Thai specialist. You know what I'm saying?
Well, and he fought at lightweight originally, right?
Yeah, and originally was at lightweight. Yeah. So they was going at it a little bit, and like they was both, like they was respecting each other's stuff. You know what I mean? But the other homie started getting in a pattern where he would do something and then go in to shoot. My man Edson read that shit. He threw something and he went in to shoot and caught the nastiest knee, and just he caught his knee and just sat down like he was like.
It's not the first time he's caught himself a knee knockout either.
Yeah, no. But what I'm saying is like that. You would think that that's more common. The way that, you know what I'm saying? The way people shoot. You know what I mean? It's like right there. It was textbook. It was perfect. Like I can't say nothing else about it. Like it was so perfect that when he did it, the ref instantly stepped in between them and like he tried to, get the extra hit. And he was like, "Nah, bro, you know what you did." He said, "You broke that man's life."
Yeah,
I
it was
want to
brutal.
actually say that, yeah, the bonuses, at least the performance, Barboza earned performance of the night honors
Yeah.
and a bonus of, I believe, 50,000 for that. Brandon Royval actually also won a performance of the night bonus, and from the prelims, Jillian Robertson won a performance of the night bonus as well. Yep.
Kute Laba didn't get one?
That not performance. He might have gotten a, hold up, let me see.
He got a round 1 TKO. It was pretty badass.
No, they're not. They didn't say. I'm just going off of UFC's homepage on Facebook, and they're just saying, yeah, those were the 3 performances of the night. Fight of the night was actually Algeo versus Brown.
Yeah.
Okay.
That was
like I said, that was a round 1 knockout.
I'm a huge Barboza fan. I don't know if I already said that, but I want to toss it out there
round
again
2.
just in case.
Sorry, round 2 knockout, but in the minute 40.
Gotcha. No, yeah. If you want to touch more on Barboza as well.
No. I just don't know if I mentioned that I was a huge fan.
Yeah, I like him. Ever since he came in, it's not many Brazilians that I like.
Yeah,
and it ain't nothing personal against all Brazilians. I'm talking about the specific ones I've met that I don't like. And actually, there's more that I do like that outweigh that. But the motherfuckers drive dirty on Gran Turismo. Stop doing that. Anyway, no, homie was cool. That, like I said, when I see moves that are executed perfect like that, I'm just like,
yeah, he's a technician.
Yeah, like it was very technical.
Yeah, well, just kind of speaking also on Barboza's history. Anybody that knows anything about, even casuals know a lot about Justin Gaethje. Gaethje KO'd Barboza a few years back. I think it was his 2nd or 3rd fight, and maybe 4th actually, because I think it was after the skid he had after fighting Alvarez and Poirier. But Gaethje's been on record saying that Barboza was one of the scariest fights that he's ever trained or fought in. Just knowing what Edson is capable of and the skills that he has. He said, yeah, that was, I was nervous and just scared for that fight more than any fight that I've ever been in. So that tells you the level of skill that Barboza has. Yeah.
All day, fam. And then you had the main event with your boy, Max Hawaiian Bread Holloway.
Max Blessed Holloway. Yep, and Arnold Allen.
He still got it.
Good fight. Well, yeah, and like
AKA Ip Man.
And when we watched it live. There was actually during the 4th and the 5th round, there were Amber Alerts that flashed on the screen of where we were at. And hey, let's hope. Big ups. Let's hope whoever got kidnapped was found safe.
Yeah.
I'm not trying to downplay child abductions or Amber Alerts.
Hell no.
But we got it the first time. And it was very inconvenient. And again, I hope it all played out all right. But yeah, we didn't get to see a lot of the 4th and the 5th round live. We did rewatch the main card Sunday morning when we kind of had a little bit more time and we're able to kind of focus and tune in. Good fight, and watching it in real time and rewatching it, I gave round 1 to Holloway. Just was doing more, had more octagon control. Round 2 was the actually only close round of the fight. That one could have gone either way. Like I could see it going to Allen, I could see it going to Holloway. That being said, the rest of the fights, round 3, 4, and 5, Holloway was just the faster fighter, better shots, more like the volume was more.
Man, didn't they say he was the first fighter in UFC history to hit 3,000 significant strikes?
That is correct. And I guess if you throw in like 300 of them a fight, you better, be getting to that first because
he's it man.
Yeah. No, the only other fighter I could see putting volume up like that was like like these were like the flyweights back in the day, like the Uriah Faber, just like just throwing everything like nonstop. Volkanovski, I don't know where he's at on that, but I could see him being up there as far as a lot of significant strikes landed in the UFC. I'll have to take a look and see how that list is and how far ahead Max is
saw
for
it.
the rest of everybody else.
I saw it today. He I can't remember who second and third is, but he has over 1,000 more significant strikes than whoever's in second place.
Okay, no, so basically, if we're like comparing fighting stats to football stats, this is like basically what Aaron Rodgers
He's
is.
like the points leader.
Well, no, this is like what Aaron Rodgers' interception record is compared to every other quarterback who's played the same amount of time. There's a vast difference. Like most quarterbacks, that their touchdown to interception ratio is like 2.3 to 2.3 touchdowns for every
one
interception. Whereas you break down Rodgers' stats, and at least up through last year, it might have changed a little bit this last year because he had a down year, but it was like basically 4 point something, almost 5.0, like 5 touchdowns per 1 interception. It's just he's on another level when it comes to the accuracy.
Right.
But back to the fighting, Holloway showed again why they call him blessed, because this dude is fucking phenomenal when it comes to fighting, and it's not just stand up, like he's good on the ground, but that's why he can dictate where the fight goes, is because of how good he is. So that there wasn't a chance that fight was going to go to the ground. Arnold, not a ground fighter. He's all power, just going to put you out and catch you. He caught him with some good stuff. It was later in the fight, in the 5th round and 4th round. He caught him with some decent stuff. Came out very hectic, or just with some urgency, because his corner didn't ride him, told him that he needed to finish him. So he was trying to initiate it, but even towards the end of the fight, it's just the constant peppering and being touched. 5 seconds left. Arnold's the one who got dropped. Holloway, still to this point in his career, has never been knocked down due to a punch in his career. That is insane. And considering he's
eaten a lot of them.
3 times, that's insane. But basically, yeah, Max is just showing he's leagues ahead of everybody in the division, except for Volkanovski, because the way he is ahead of everybody else in the division is the same way, like it's the same comparison to Volkanovski being ahead of him.
Yeah.
It's
styles.
And not to say that Holloway couldn't, make a good comeback or another run at that title, like, because he's still looking really good. The one thing I just don't see at this point, and he's been fighting in the UFC for 11 years now, he just doesn't have like that one punch power.
Yeah.
If he could develop more sting or more pop to the punch,
he needs something like because
he needs to add something to his repertoire to be able to challenge for that title, or that, or wait for Volk to just fully move up. And because I feel like that's what's going to happen if Volk beats Yair. I think he might stick around maybe for another fight or two at featherweight before going back up to lightweight. I don't see him going up any further. Volkanovski, I don't see him going any further than like 170 tops. And even that might be just for a fight or two, or, if he ever gets champ status at lightweight, I could see them doing like a champ fight at 170 just because, like, the dude's earned it. But, Holloway's just kind of in one of them predicaments that I think heavyweights are in right now. There's just some fighters are levels ahead, and the divisions are just going to have to wait for them to move on before they're, most fighters are going to have a shot at claiming that gold.
Max is where Colby was.
Yeah. And even now, like, I feel like, and I might be speaking ahead of myself, and maybe I'm biased. Of course I'm biased, because fuck, dude. But I personally, I don't care when the fight happens. They're talking about that Colby and Leon aren't happening in London in July anymore. That it's looking more than likely that Leon's pushing for October in Abu Dhabi. But I don't care when the fight happens. I really don't think Colby's going to beat Leon. I think he's that, and he's stagnant. Don't get me wrong. He trains. He's got good cardio, but I feel that inactivity it could play detrimental to him. And again, who has Colby fought in the top 5 or in the top 10 even recently that that even warrants it for him to get a shot? Anybody in the top 5 that he's ever fought, any top 5 fighter he's ever fought, he's taken an out.
Yeah, if you said that to him, he'd be like, "Yeah, I retired all those fighters. They retired because of me, because I paid
Oh
them
yeah,
up so bad."
no, he claims he retired Masvidal as well, even though I mean, like he Masvidal just fought Burns, right, and then retired.
Mm-hmm.
So I mean, if anybody retired Masvidal, it must have been Burns.
He has a couple good wins. RDA.
Usman retired.
But is RDA not even active on the UFC roster anymore?
He's not?
If he is, what is he ranked?
Yeah, he just fought in December 2022.
What's he ranked?
I don't know. I think he's just got kicked out of the lightweight rankings by somebody.
Okay, so he's not ranked.
Yep. Who? Oh no, he's number 9.
Number 9? Okay, yeah. Okay. So he's got one top 10 victory now.
Oh, wait, but he is ranked at lightweight, not welterweight, where Colby's fighting. So he has a win over a lightweight.
There you go.
Damian Maia,
who's not on the UFC roster anymore. I think Maia retired.
Brian Barberena, but he's just not on that level. Yeah, you're right. He doesn't. I mean, Tyron Woodley, but he was washed by that time.
Yeah, no, he was washed probably 2 fights prior to fighting Colby.
He has a win over Robbie Lawler.
Yep, and
that's probably his best win.
That is his most impressive win. I give him credit for that because I mean he stopped.
But that was in 2019, like you were saying.
That was in 2019, and also how long's Lawler been fighting? It's not like Lawler was in his prime in 2019 either.
He's no spring chicken. Wow,
he was. 41. I think he was champion or interim champion at the time of that fight. I think that's how Colby got his strap. But again, look at it in the past 3 years when Usman had the belt, he got 2 shots at him and couldn't get it. And again, he's ducked and dodged fights. He was on record a little over a year ago before Leon got the strap. Leon Edwards was calling for a fight with Colby, and Colby's like, Leon, who's that guy? Now all of a sudden he's got the belt, and Colby's begging fucking Daddy Dana for a fucking shot, dude. It's funny how that works. Make the dude sweat, make him wait it out for the fucking summer. Let him fucking marinate on it. Like that, like Leon Edwards, love it or hate it. Like he's the one calling the shots. And if you look at who's been more active, Leon has fought 3 times in the past 12 months. Just fought last month. And people are talking about, oh, he's ducking and dodging and he's being a lazy fighter. No. When's the last time fucking Colby fought? Been a year. And the dude couldn't even be at the last event because he's got a restraining order on fucking Jorge. But anyways, next week coming up, we got a fucking banger of a card.
He said next week coming up. You funny as hell.
I just know I was starting to get it was starting to snowball. I ain't got time for that.
I ain't got time for that.
No, it ain't worth it. It just there's other stuff happening and coming up that we can put more time talking about, right? Do you agree? Or do you want to shit talk Colby? I'll allow it.
Nah, I've got plenty of subject matter for today.
All right.
I ain't got shit to say about the Nick.
All right. What you got on your list then, Paul? What do you want to get into?
Well, not all of it's necessarily on the fight card. It's just some random other happenings. Do you want to go for that before we go into the next card?
Yeah, let's go.
No, let's what.
All right, so Paulo Costa versus Khamzat Chimaev is made. How do you guys feel about that?
I love it.
Excited.
I was told that Costa wins that fight.
I think Costa wins. I'm when the line comes out, I'm betting on Costa.
Word up.
But I think it'll be a good fight. I think it's a winnable fight for Khamzat. I don't think it's I think it's kind of a pick'em, but I'm just betting Costa because I don't know. I just got a feeling Costa's going to be that next level.
Yeah, if I was putting
Costa's huge. He's not going to be Khamzat's going to be against the smaller guy for probably the first time in UFC, or he's going to be the smaller guy for the first time fighting in the UFC.
No,
Word up.
that's what I was thinking too. Is not only is Costa bigger, we haven't the only person what we've seen 2 fights now of him at middleweight. And
Mhm.
Kevin Holland, don't get me wrong, Kevin Holland's good, but like I
He
knew going
wasn't
into
ready
that
for that.
fight and just the lack of prep, like that was just a lopsided fight for Holland going into it. Like all Shemaya needed to do was shoot on him and
Right.
didn't get hit, got the easy sub. It's an easy payday for both fighters, really, if you think about it. But yeah, Costa's gonna be a little different. When's the last time Paulo's fought though?
It's been
tournament.
I think
Who did he fought?
Didn't he fight Rockhold last?
Like, I thought it was like
think you're
Marvin
Luke Rockhold.
Story or somebody like that.
Yeah, he retired Luke Rockhold.
There you go. There you
Did
go.
you call him Luke Cockhold?
No, I did it the Russian. You know how they say ours is H's. I said Luke Rockhold.
It sounded like cockhold or cuckold. I was like, damn,
That's funny.
Yes.
That's how Paulo Costa said it. He always called him Luke Rockhold.
Luke Cuckold. Well, but yeah, Paulo's always got crazy weird nicknames for
He's
people.
he's been fighting once a year since 2020.
Costa. I
Yeah,
think
so he doesn't
what he
fight a
was
lot.
trying to do, I think he was just trying to. He's been in the process of trying to negotiate a better contract. He's actually going to be making about 7 figures per fight now under his new contract.
Supposedly highest paid Brazilian fighter on the roster, his manager said. Yeah.
Yep. So hey, good for him. Got that bag. So hopefully we can start seeing him fighting more. Costa's also been on record saying that he's trying to make another run for Izzy. He commented right after the Pereira fight. He called both of them out. Actually, he called Izzy out and he called Pereira out. Like it's weird. And Hamzat was calling for Pereira. Jamal Hill's calling for Pereira.
Oh man, I don't think other people want it with Pereira, fam.
You think it's just lip service? You think they're saying this publicly?
I'm saying we haven't seen him against really a grappler. You know what I'm saying?
Right. I think. Let's see who's it. Let's look at some grapplers in middleweight.
But again, you got to get past that leg kick that ain't nobody ever fucking seen before.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? If he kick a wrestler in the leg 5 times, he's not shooting anymore. You know what I'm saying?
No, especially with those kicks.
Yeah.
If you kick a wrestler and he catches it, you give him a leg for a takedown.
True, but again, dog, Izzy said,
yeah.
Izzy said, hey, that shit is hard as fuck to read.
Right, yeah, you're right.
Because he don't turn his hips or nothing.
Well, and he kicks with the side of his foot, like almost that side bone in your ankle. He's landing like with that. And it's just the way he's standing. There's no tell showing that he's going to throw it. Next thing you know, you got something thudding on the side of your fucking shit.
Style.
No, thank you.
Yeah, I'm good.
But no, I think, again, Pereira's on record now, too, saying he's going up to 205. It's going to be a better move for him because he's not going to have to cut as much. I think it's gonna help his gas tank. It'll help his recovery as well. And he's already got great fucking recovery.
And I saw that Jan Blachowicz was saying, "I'll welcome you to the division," and I think that would be a banger.
Yeah, that would be a good fight. But Jan was also saying that he wants a rematch at Izzy, saying that he will.
Yeah, he's thirsty right now.
He said that he'll cut to 85 and challenge him for the middleweight strap.
I saw that.
And that at this point, with Izzy having cleared out the division, you got Duplessis and Strickland in the top 10 are the only basically fighters.
Duplessis don't have that for Duplessis. Don't have that for.
But it's either going to be that or they're going to have to see if Jan can make 185.
I think they're going to do Duplessis. I've seen a lot of people talking about it because there's no other option. I don't even think it's going to be close.
Was in the post-fight talking about, like, he didn't even want to name the dude because he didn't want to put his name out
drag
there.
His carcass to Africa.
He said, but basically he told him, he's like, hey, I'm open to it, but you got to show me a fight that shows me that you deserve it. Which basically he's asking for Duplessis to have one more fight and do something that shows him that he fucking deserves it. Give Duplessis anybody then ahead of him, and if he beats him, give him that shot.
I agree. I think he needs one more, but I bet he doesn't get one more. I bet they give it to him. That's what I think.
They'll have to, or again, they'll see if Jan can go down. If Jan can make 185,
I think that'll happen before Duplessis, because, like I said, he's not ready for that.
And then what's
Because I don't think Duplessis ready for Strickland, fam.
Actually, if they don't give it to Duplessis, they might just give it to fucking Chimaev if Chimaev beats Costa.
I still think that Chimaev has to beat somebody else in the top 5 before they even consider.
Paulo's 5.
Paulo's ranked 5 right now?
Yep, and they're already matched up.
That's crazy. When I know Chimaev's technically not ranked. Well, so let's not get ahead of ourselves. Let's see where if Chimaev beats Costa, I could see them doing that then. Because technically if he beat Costa, then he would take that 5 spot, right?
Yeah. Right. That's what I was saying. And then everybody above that is Robert Whitaker, Marvin Vettori, and Jared Cannonier, who he just cleaned out the past year and a half.
So, well, if he's number 5, where's Duplessis at right now?
Duplessis is 6.
Okay, so he's not even top 5.
Nope. So but I still think they give it to him.
Strickland at 7?
What?
Is it Strickland at 7 still?
Yeah, Strickland, and then Brunson, and then Delidze, and then Hermanson. Nobody really in contention right now.
They got Brunson in the top 10 still?
I would like to see Strickland and Duplessis. I would like to see that.
Yeah, you do them, and then Costa and Chimaev, winner of both of them sees each other, and then winner of that sees this.
I like that. That's matchmaking. I mean,
but I can see Izzy in the meantime. Again, if Jan Blachowicz can make 85, book that for fight week.
Yep.
I'd rather see him take on Pereira, but it's a win-win, honestly. Those are both good fights.
Speaking of fight week, International Fight Week is coming up in July. In Las Vegas.
Wouldn't that be a fun card to go to? Live.
Wouldn't that be a fun card to go and get media and broadcasts from?
Yes,
sir.
Oh,
that'd be crazy.
Well, we were in the talks about trying to make a track it that way. Nothing set in stone, and I ain't trying to be like, oh yeah, we're going, and then like just have shit go to shit. But if possible, even if we can't make the event live, we trying to possibly get out that way for that week to take in some of that shit and yeah.
When is International Fight Week again?
It's July the
July
the 4th.
I think it's like 8th or something like that.
So there's time to prepare.
It's like the 3rd through the 10th or something.
The 3rd through the 10th, yeah, because the fight is actually on the 8th. That fight night is going to be the 8th, and I want to say they might have a couple fights announced, but there's some fights that I thought were set that aren't set now, so we'll see.
I personally am trying to make that, seeing as we're media now.
Maybe we could get some passes. We get the right feet in the right door.
Easier than you think. You know what I'm saying?
Well, hey, we just have to look into who we might need to talk to see, sign up and verify that we are who we say we are, and
that's it.
Get it in the works.
Let's rock-a-bye, baby.
But next week, like I said, we do have a good fight card coming up. Main fight is Sergey Pavlich and Curtis Blades.
Man,
all in all, Pavlich is a fucking knockout monster.
He's a beast.
Like, just goes like to get. Y'all caught the Tuivasa fight, right?
Yes.
Like all 2 minutes of it?
Yes.
Fuck, bro.
No, that's what I'm saying. I might have Sergey in this again, fam.
And if he gets past Blades, of course he might have another fight or something, but you think that he could challenge the GOAT?
Woo.
I think he might offer him problems and
he
straight
might
up wrestling, but ultimately,
my guess is because I guess Jones there's been some stuff that developed over the past week that after I think it was UFC 287 or yeah, it must have been because it's been out for a minute that Dana White was on record. Somebody asked him how the Jones and Stipe fight was coming along, if they were still targeting fight week, and Dana was on record saying, "I don't know. Nobody knows where John is. He came out, he defended his title, and then nobody can get a hold of him now." So Stipe out, and he said, "Oh, now now you're running. What's going on here? You were just saying last month that I couldn't be found or I was scared. Where you at, Johnny?" Took John a couple days to get back, but he set the record straight. He said, "Hey, I already told the UFC what I'm trying to make happen. Like it's on
That
y'all."
nigga
Like,
trying to be Ryu, fam. I told you.
but
He out wandering the land searching for M. Bison and Dawson to fight, nigga. Like,
he also went on to basically he tweeted something else, and I'll have to verify this, but something along the lines that John's plan as of now is to beat Stipe and retire.
yo.
Which kind of upsets me. Like I get it, and that makes me kind of. Does that make me wish that or hope that he doesn't beat Stipe the first time, so that he has to fight one more time after that? Like, I don't want him to tarnish his legacy, but at the same time, like, I don't.
But I'm saying, isn't he already the GOAT though?
He is, but are you ready for your last Bones fight ever?
That's what I'm saying.
I wasn't ready 5 years ago, and the shit happened. So yeah, I'm sure. It makes me don't never mind now. Look, but what I'm saying is, look, in 5 years, nigga, we got Volkanovski and Adesanya and fucking Usman and Ngannou and like all these motherfuckers that came in and like was doing Bone Jones shit. Individually, yes, but still. We had Key and Peele after Chappelle's show went off.
Oh yeah,
and it was
and maybe it's just me probably being selfish because again, Jones is such, love him or hate him, has been such a big part of the sport.
Yeah.
That me personally, I'm not ready to see the last Bones Jones fight. I'm not ready to see him hang it up, but I'm not him. So that's my opinion.
For me, it's the bar. If nobody could beat John Jones and then John Jones leaves, the bar goes down as far as skill. Like, for the time being, like the skill ceiling is down. Like nobody has to compete. That nobody has to get better than John if John's not fighting.
It just sucks that fucking whatever the fuck was going on with Ngannou, like him and Jones, like that. Like if he would have beat Ngannou, I would have been like hands down. That's the coldest nigga. He can do whatever the fuck he wants. He can lose to Stipe, and it's still not gonna fucking matter. Cause nigga ain't after that nigga's fight with Stipe, he became different, fam. You know what I'm saying? And like, bruh, I was convinced that like he was here to stay for a minute. Now I understand he had like knee problems and shit like that. You know what I'm saying? But like, bruh, that nigga was Mike Tyson of UFC. No cocaine.
No, that was Jones was the Jones did enough cocaine for most of UFC. It's all right.
Did you see that clip going around the other day of it was John Jones was doing an interview at a press conference and he was talking about I think it was during his fights with DC. He was talking about how he was gonna fucking kill him, and someone in the crowd goes, "Do it on coke, John!" And John just goes,
"Yeah, no." He laughed about it. Like that's one thing.
Hell the drug,
especially the build up to that fight in particular, because DC was roasting him about hit and runs and DUIs and sandblasting prostitutes. Like he owned that shit and flipped that shit on DC. Oh yeah, no, did sandblasted prostitutes the weekend before I fucking whooped you, dude. What did that
still beat you?
Yeah, still beat him. So like Jones, there was a point, I think it was that fight basically is when that veil was lifted and we kind of got to see the real Jones, which I think in reality was better for Jones. Like he could kind of own that, like, hey, yeah, I've been that way, but now he's kind of back on the other end of the pendulum, being the good Christian that he is. He may you know
He's been on his
that's
best behavior since he headbutted the cop car.
Yeah. Well, didn't he have he had
and hit his wife or whatever
with his still fiance, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But
The
then
news lady.
Yeah, the news lady. Oh, bro, didn't you point out like she got salt? Like he won the Gon fight, and then was thanking all these people. He didn't mention Cejudo, and he didn't mention his wife.
Yeah.
And I didn't notice it in real time. It was something you told me the last couple weeks. He's like, oh, he rewatched the clip, and he's like, oh no, she was salt.
That's crazy.
She was.
Man,
I said she couldn't have been no salter than having that weather woman suit on. I said that is a hot ass pink. She making sure she don't clash with the screen. Yeah, you ain't putting Montana on my ass.
So co-main event is next week is Ricky Simon and Song Yadong.
Yeah.
Song Yadong is fucking always goes out and puts on some good shows, at least since he's been signed to the UFC.
On fire.
Brad Tavares and Bruno Silva. Then Bobby Green and Jared Gordon. Those of you familiar, Jared Gordon got fell on the bad end of some judging here his last fight against the fucking fan favorite Paddy Pimblett.
Yeah.
So this is gonna be his first fight after that. We'll see. Bobby Green is fucking pretty decent though too, so that should be a good fight. Taking a quick glance. Nothing like super crazy jumps off at me, but you never know.
Muhammad Usman's on the prelim, and that's Kamaru's brother. It looks
yep, I see that against Junior Tafa, but I don't know who Junior is because they've got a stock black photo.
That's what I'm saying, dude. They're feeding him a can. They're trying to pad his record.
Yeah. Oh yeah. I mean,
also from the Ultimate Fighter on the main card is Yasmin Lucindo versus the Ultimate Fighters Brogan Walker, aka Broken Walker.
Broken Walker.
The fuck?
Ooh, it's an Apex card.
Like she got the so she don't have like real injuries. They just more like minor inconveniences. Like she go to flip somebody and sprained her ankle real quick. And like it'll be cool in a day, but you can't continue to fight on that.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Man, they're giving us a lot of fight cards this month though, because the Saturday after on the 29th, it looks like another fight night on ESPN Plus. Main event is Arman Sarukhan and Renato Moicano. That should be decent. Let me see here.
Oh, I heard they were trying to add I was just listening to a podcast
Quinlan's
today.
On that, and he's undefeated.
Okay.
And then what is it? The week after that is the next pay-per-view. That's going to be the Sterling versus Cejudo.
Ooh.
Oh.
Yeah. Is this going to be what? Cejudo's first fight back after what is it?
Andrade and Yan Xiaonan.
Yep, Andrade on the co-main.
Your boy Kron Gracie against Charles Jourdain.
That should be a banger.
The Oliveira fight got canceled on that one.
Prelims, nothing crazy is jumping up.
Drew Dober's on there. He always throws the fuck down.
Yeah, no, that should be a
early. Where's this one at?
Prudential Center. Are you looking at the
New York, card? New Jersey.
Oh, okay.
But no, that's nice too. Like I guess Jersey never really had a problem with it, but there was a time there that New York wasn't getting shit because it was banned and they had a retarded ass politician.
Yo. So the fight after the Cejudo fight though, you got Rosenstruck and Jailton Alameda as the main. The co-main is Anthony Smith and Johnny Walker. And then Enzi Dern and Angela Hill. And Ian Gary and Daniel Rodriguez, bro.
Damn, that's a banger card. What the fuck?
Fight night, too.
That's a fight night. Matt
That's
Brown's
a nice
on
free
the
card right there.
yeah, Matt
Yep.
Brown's on the card as well.
Matt Brown's
Yeah.
always
He's
fun to
I
watch.
feel like he is a little past his prime, but
I was gonna say he's approaching the end, but he's still fun to watch.
yeah, no,
He's
he's
got that
already-
one sick elbow knockout. I don't know who it was that he folded with that elbow. That was brutal though.
I just feel like the last 2 or 3 fights I've seen of his, he's been getting hit more. And again,
Yeah.
it's just like, like with Liddell, there was just like after
It's
so much
evolving
damage,
so fast.
yeah,
Right.
you accrue so much damage, and after so much, it's just like you aren't the same anymore. Like you don't have the capacity to take the shots, and basically, what happens like with boxers anyways, you got a bunch of liquid that surrounds your brain anyways that keeps your brain kind of cushy and intact. But as you take repeated trauma, that cushiness or that liquid in there starts to seep or get out to where there's less in there, to where when you're getting rocked after repetitively getting hit, with the less liquid being up there, your brain's rocking around more, to where you get towards the end with some of these fighters like Muhammad Ali and the Chuck Liddells and just these fighters that have taken just crazy amount of head trauma. That shit's basically gone, to where like they get punched and their brain is literally just bouncing around in their skull with nothing really padding it. That's why it's so easy for them to go out.
Yeah.
It's the unfortunate or one of the downsides to the fight game. But it's just it comes with the territory, and a lot of fighters, they know this shit too, and they still sign up for it. There's a big, I gotta give big kudos and a lot of fucking respect to anybody who's got the courage to step in the ring or the cage or whatever they're designating as your fight space, for you to step in there knowing who your opponent is, and weeks out in cases be training for combat with one person. Takes a very, very specific type of mindset, and it's not for everybody. But I love the fact that there are people out there that can tolerate it and thrive in that, and that's their fucking life. Like this goes back all the way to ancient times, the gladiator times. This is embedded in us.
It's like all about testing your mind, your body, and your spirit.
Yes.
Like how far can you take it? You know what I'm saying?
And I mean, we still have the Olympics thousands of years later, to test athletics, and it's not necessarily combat, but
they got boxing and judo.
Oh yeah, no, they got that. I guarantee you, they're gonna end up MMA if it's not already. It will be an Olympic sport, like because that's just how big it's gotten. Is Muay Thai?
They just added it again.
Really?
Yep.
Awesome. See, no, and that's I think
they added skateboarding too, which I think is dope.
That's dope. That I think should have been added a little bit earlier, but hey, better late than never.
No, do you remember? Not to change, but do you remember X Games, nigga, when that shit first dropped?
Yes.
Fam, that shit was. I was like, fam, how do you have video games in real life? Jeez. I don't remember what year it was, maybe like 2000 or 01 when they added Rally Car to it. And then Travis Pastrana was like hitting that ramp over motherfuckers, in the Subaru. I said, yeah, they snapped.
Bro, no, I feel pretty blessed to have been alive through the time periods that I've been here, because we've gotten to see some crazy shit in our lifetimes as far as sports go. Not just
the birth of MMA, essentially.
Well, we were here for the birth of MMA.
Oh, can we dive a little bit deep into that, because I don't think niggas understand.
And can I get on
record
real quick too? I have a correction to make from our prior week's podcast, even though none of y'all motherfuckers have seen it because we haven't released it yet. But we were talking about the Mount Rushmore of MMA or the UFC, and I was in the heat of the moment.
I came to realize mine was perfect.
I was in the heat of the moment, and I kind of misconstrued or misunderstood what the point of the list was. We're not necessarily talking ghosts. They didn't necessarily have to be the best at what they did. It's what they did to pioneer the sport. So
Right.
my comment about never being able to accept Ronda Rousey as a pioneer or a face on the Mount Rushmore of the UFC, I have to retract that statement because when she came in, she did do her damn thing, and there was a good 5 or 6 fights where people weren't touching her, they weren't seeing her. They might get a 5-10 seconds of like, oh shit, like we've never seen Ronda in this position before, but then she would get right out of it, and she beat Misha Tate twice, and Misha's a fucking beast, still fighting.
Yeah.
So I've got to take that back. Got to give kudos to Ronda for pioneering the sport for women and what she did for women's MMA. So
On everything. Yeah.
One of the few household names that even non-fight fans know. Like, if you say
Yeah.
Ronda Rousey, Conor McGregor, like everybody
now,
knows. who
now
those
if we're
people
talking
are.
greatest of all time, she can get the fuck off my list. But
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
but-
she's not in the GOAT list.
Because I feel the same way about, no disrespect to him, but Hoist Gracie. Like, I don't think he was like that. I just think he came with the shit that didn't nobody know about yet.
he was ahead of his
Right.
time. He
You
was
know
ahead
what
of
I'm
his
saying?
time. And again, even let's just say hypothetically, the UFC or MMA, like UFC in particular, didn't happen until
Yeah.
like 2012, or even the age. We'll go as early as like 2008. Let's say that was the birthplace of the UFC, and that's when the Gracies came out and tried to introduce the world to jiu-jitsu. It would have been dominant for the better part of maybe 12 months tops, just because of the way the internet works and how quick people would have caught on to what they were doing. It would have been too easy to plan. The timing was everything when it came to Gracie's introducing Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu to the world. And not to take anything away
one
from
of the
them. Thank God,
founders
thank
was
God.
a Gracie as well. Did you know that?
What's that?
One of the original founders was a Gracie.
Yeah.
And so the point was to do exactly that. Hey, we finna hey little brother, you finna represent us and go in this octagon.
Well, because Henzo was too old.
Choke everybody the fuck out, just like we do in jiu-jitsu tournaments, but the world don't know about it yet.
Yep, and originally I think it was Henzo was supposed to be the face for the tournament, but he was too
he's
old.
cold.
Yeah, oh, he's colder than Hoist was.
Yeah. Oh yeah. I would have accepted him. He definitely would have been a 4 or 5.
Yeah, but either way, yeah, but
that's what I'm saying. So once Hoist got figured out, he never got back up there.
Oh yeah, well, and we saw even and you can make the argument that obviously Hoist was past his prime by that point, but when him and Matt Hughes fought, like his only UFC loss was against an American wrestler, and you saw what Matt was able to do to Hoist. Straight fucking nullified everything he tried to do. It was pure strength in wrestling.
Yeah.
And then just, hey, I'm going to beat the shit out of the back, like
the brakes
your
on,
head until they pull me off of you. Like, that was basically how it would have gone if they introduced it in 2008.
Right. It's like, okay, here we go. But no. So what I was saying was like, all right, we got UFC and like it is what it is now, right? But like even before the birth of that shit, I don't know about y'all, but I personally was a fan of a nigga named Jean-Claude Van Damme.
Oh,
you know what I'm saying? Now Jean-Claude Van Damme came from the first time I seen him was in like Breaking 2 or some shit, Electric Boogaloo. And I'm like, why that nigga got on a blue leotard? But then the next thing I seen him in was a little movie called Bloodsport.
Bloodsport.
Now, if you don't know about Bloodsport,
that's the one that made his career, man. Who don't know about Bloodsport?
His first that was his first main role as well. I don't know if people know that.
Main role?
Main role, like Also in the movie, might not have been his first main role, but Forrest Whitaker came from that movie too. You know what I'm saying?
I'll be right back. Keep the convo going.
No, you good. So what I'm saying is for, I got to explain this for people who either don't like Van Damme or have never seen Bloodsport or both. Bloodsport, so that would have been what? 1988. So I'd have been 6, nigga. I said, I saw this shit, G. And the first thing is, so it's about this dude who, like, he's a kid, right? And he's on bullshit. And he breaks into this house, but the house he breaks into is a motherfucking karate master. And he sends his son to kick him in the dick. And he said, motherfucker, I ought to make him kill you, but we ain't gonna do that shit. I'ma just we gonna, you know what I'm saying, make a deal. And so the deal was he come over and help his son train and shit, right? But then he was like, no, I'm sick of that shit, nigga. Why you just let him beat me the fuck up? And he was like, shut up, little white nigga. You just here for to be a dummy. And then you know, he an Asian kid, so he's smaller. And then he go to school, and the kids pick on him and beat him up and say, you know, Asian slurs and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? And then Lil Van Dam came in with the baseball cap and he hit him with the roundhouse. You know the one I'm talking about. But the little teenage roundhouse. It wasn't developed yet. And so they took him home and he was like, man, see, that's why you need to teach me. You know what I'm saying? And then fast forward some years later, his, you know, Asian brother son friend ends up, you know, that's why he training was to go to this shit called the Kumite. You know what I'm saying? In China, nigga. But he went to the Kumite and that nigga died. And so that news got back to the daddy, Master Ishidoshi. And Van Dam was grown now. He was like a little 19-year-old Van Dam. And he said, why don't you teach me? And the dad said, nigga, this ain't what you want. He said, but it is what I want. I want to honor you. And so the dad taught him G, made that nigga do the splits, kicked him in the dick multiple times. He screwed at this nigga, made him sit at the table with the blindfold, and he tried to hit that nigga, and he caught his shit. And he said, nigga, you ready. And so that nigga went to the Kumite. Now, the Kumite is this fighting tournament where anything goes, nigga. It's very reminiscent of UFC when it first came out. Because you come in this motherfucker, G, and you got Muay Thai niggas, sumo niggas, a little monkey African dude fighting.
And you're still talking blood sport, right?
Yeah, nigga.
Okay, no, just making sure because I stepped out for 30 seconds.
You know what I'm saying? And then your boy Jackson, who was the big nigga from Revenge of the Nerds, you know what I'm saying? He and that bitch, him and Van Dam become
Ogre?
Ogre. There you go. He was in it. But then the motherfucking Hoist Gracie, if you will, was a nigga named Chung Lee, played by my nigga, none other than Bolo Young. Nigga, big bodybuilding ass Bolo, too. Like, you know what I'm saying? Big swole nigga. You seen him before. You know what I'm talking about.
What's his name again?
This motherfucker came in hitting him with the Chinese Kempo, though. So he just come in and then he'll blow some snot and then wait for you to come up to him. And as soon as you stepped in his vicinity, he ended that ass. And Van Dam was like, oh, you the motherfucker that killed my brother cousin friend, fam. And man, what proceeded to happen was some of the coldest shit I've ever seen. Muay Thai knees, left hooks, dick punches. The nigga did the table shit because he got blinded at one point, and he was like, and he threw the nigga at him and he said, no, you the ref, nigga. But your motherfucking ass ain't, you know what I'm saying? And he just stuck the shit out that nigga. You know what I'm saying? But what I'm saying is, that's the first time you saw one, mixed martial arts, and two, a tournament style fight on screen.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? And this was 1988. So what you trying to tell me is after that movie dropped, which still is his biggest fucking movie, that UFC was born, nigga? And they ain't have nothing to do with each other? I'm calling you a fucking liar. because I just told you what the fuck happened. And this shit was illegal, fam. Just like it's illegal now to hit niggas in the dick and the throat.
Oh yeah, well no, and to an extent, it was illegal when it first got started in certain states.
Oh yeah, they only did it in New York, didn't they?
It was like New Jersey and like Kansas. There were a lot of hick places that they did it at first.
Yeah, non-sanctioned. You feel me? But no, Bloodsport paved the way for UFC. That's my argument. That was my, you know what I'm saying?
I have no counter argument. I feel like it's possible. You ever see that shit they post from Peoria Fight Club? That shit looks lit as fuck. Oh, dude, I'm gonna send both of you guys that shit. They got this shit over in Peoria called PFC, dude. He got belts and everything, and they fight in like these little fucking rooms. No, it's fucking awesome though, dude.
He said it's like Fight Club style.
I got the sanction. He goes, no.
No, they're not sanctioned, dude. The refs are wearing flip flops.
Oh damn.
They do boxing with MMA gloves. It's lit though. Like he's been doing it for a couple years. I'll send some shit to the group chat after this, man. I want to go fight over there just to get my ass kicked one good time. I've always wanted to fight, and I don't need to worry about sanctions over there.
Are you gonna train first, or you just gonna do it?
I don't know. Probably just go get my ass kicked and humble me a little bit, and then slink away back to my reality.
All right, hey, you gonna let us come in and document and record and so we can present this for pod?
Oh, 100%.
All right.
I'm just saying, like, an ass whooping is very humbling. Like,
oh yeah, for sure.
Sometimes too humbling.
Oh yep. Careful what you wish for.
So that's true. That's why I asked about the training. That's all.
I've been itching. No one ever wants to box anymore, and I want to box somebody.
Oh yeah, well, no. Back in the day, like I was in high school and right out of high school, we had a whole group of us that like weekends or like certain nights, Friday nights, like we'd all get together. Might have been some underage drinking involved, but got the boxing gloves out and legit would have matches and literally little tournaments. It was all in fun. To be honest, I think we had maybe one incident where things got a little out of hand, and even then we got it to calm down. No long-term ramifications. Nobody got super hurt. Not condoning any of this. I'm not telling you kids out there to go fight or nothing like that. Know that anytime you bring these up, like whether it's for recreation or for self-defense, it can change lives. Like it is not a fucking joke. But like you're gonna do what you're gonna do, and we've got the internet.
No, I mean, I personally like boxing. You know what I'm saying? I'm not gonna say it's too easy, but like when you only know hands are coming, then like you can. I'm not gonna say move better, but like you could definitely dip and slip like more.
Well, no, it's easier. It's easier to plan for knowing like that you don't got to be watching for kicks.
And takedowns.
It's a different kind of fight.
Like I almost have a different stance for that shit.
Oh like, no, for sure. There is a different stance for boxing compared to standard fighting, and it's for reasons because people aren't taking you down in boxing.
Right. Exactly.
Like, but just the same as like in a real street fight, you could train jiu-jitsu, wrestling, boxing. You could have all these backgrounds and stuff, but in a street fight, motherfucker could bite you in the dick. I mean, there's absolutely no rules in this shit. So like, be prepared for anything.
Exactly.
But also, just peeking ahead a little bit, this one's I guess still closer to 2 months down the road, but I think it's June 10th. The trilogy fight,
Nunez Pena
3, yes.
And I don't know what Nunez's Ronda Rousey looking ass gonna do.
Bro, no, okay, we were watching 287, and Dre was a little German, but I was good. I was just smoking. They panned to Nunez. And my first thought, and I even said it out loud, I don't think Dre heard me, but I was like, I thought that was Ronda Rousey. And he just kind of went on. We went on talking. It was about an hour and a half later. They showed her again, and Dre was really in it. He goes, "Look at Nunez with her Ronda Rousey looking ass." And I said, "Dude, that's what I thought, man." It's weird though. Yeah, if you go look at some of the cameos that they showed of her at UFC 287, Nunez looking like Ronda Rousey, and maybe it was
looked
just
like Ronda
lighting.
Rousey with Bret Hart hair.
Yeah, no, it was weird, but in the face, she looked like Ronda. I ain't never seen like it. It was weird. Hopefully, that's not an omen.
Right.
But yeah, no, that should be a good card, anyways. Good fight. I saw that was, and really crap. They don't have much announced on that other than them. They don't have on their site, anyways. That's the only fight they have listed. So
I got one for you.
We'll fill you guys in more on that part, but.
I just see, July 8th, I guess that's fight weekend.
Yep.
Right now they got Brandon Moreno and Alexandre Pantoja.
Yep, I think that's the only thing they have confirmed for fight week so far.
Right.
Yeah.
I got one for you guys. Nate Diaz versus Jake Paul.
Boxing too.
What do you think?
I'm not betting against Diaz when it comes to boxing. I mean, that's Diaz's bread and butter. And again, he doesn't have like the super hard power, but that technique is fucking there. Like enough said. And then unless it's somewhere in his contract that he can't win to get his bag, Diaz is gonna fucking TKO Paul. Like that's my take. That's my prediction.
What? You put that in a contract. You're a bitch-made motherfucker.
Well, I want to say there was some kind of verbiage in his fight with, I don't remember who it was. It wasn't KSI. It wasn't, I don't remember, like legit. And I don't know even if the contract that it leaked was official, but it looked like there was a clause. I think it was maybe in Woodley's first fight with him. There was a stipulation in the contract where it's not that he wouldn't get paid, but he wouldn't get paid the full amount, or like he was basically standing to make more money going to a decision with him over knocking him out. Which is why I think the first fight that he took it easy on him. And I don't know if the contract is real, but they're also saying that within basically 24 months that Jake Paul is going to be fighting in the UFC.
I don't see it.
And getting his monkey ass whooped.
Hey, let him come in, because that's one thing. I don't care. Like I've seen it thrown around recently that the UFC is rigged. Maybe when it comes to judging, but they ain't fixed the knockouts. I don't care who you are. You can't fake some of the shit that we've seen in this sport. There ain't no way. Did they fix Anderson Silva fucking breaking his tibia on a checked kick? I'd love to see that. I'd love to see that like scripted.
People call it out when it's faked, and that's why everybody hates Aljamain Sterling.
He said that's why they hate him.
And I was surprised too, though, like talking to that whole situation, because he took the chumps way to get the belt, but he sure as fuck defended the fucking thing when they
he did. He did. I was talking shit, and then he was. I just wish he would have acquired it in a different fashion, but the way he's defended it just pretty much shut me up. I'm a fan.
Well, and if he defends it against Cejudo.
I'm all in. I'm all in on Sterling if he beats Cejudo. I'm all in on Sterling.
There you go. What's your prediction? Well, who do you think's going to take that one?
I already got money on Henry. I had money on Henry as soon as the line dropped.
Gotcha. He said, "No, I'm locking this in."
I think he's the most decorated athlete in all of combat sports.
You can make that argument.
He's got all the Olympic gold and shit. He's got all the like college wrestling shit. He's got like 2 division UFC championship.
2 bangers of fights with fucking
beat Demetrius Johnson.
Yep.
Yeah.
He lost the first one, and then some people say that the second one was close. Don't get me wrong, but I feel like Cejudo did enough to get it. I kind of wish that Demetrius and the UFC weren't on such bad terms, because that trilogy fight would have been full.
Have you watched his fights?
That would have rivaled Moreno and Figueiredo's trilogy.
Yeah,
I agree. I would have liked to see that.
He said, "How do you watch those?"
Oh, have you watched the Did you watch Demetrius Johnson's fights in one championship against Adriano Moraes?
I haven't seen that one yet.
Oh, they're bangers. They fought twice. I watched both of them, dude.
I might have seen one of them.
I was gonna say you might have seen highlights from the second one. So in one championship, they're not sanctioned by USADA. They mostly operate outside of the United States, so they can knee to a grounded opponent. They can
soccer kicks, right?
I don't know if they soccer kick. They probably do, but they allow knees to a grounded opponent. So DJ got knocked out by a knee to the head on the fucking ground by Adriano Moraes in the first fight. Second fight, they fucking rematched. DJ backed him up against the fence, hurt him, knocked him out with a knee against the grounded opponent.
Yeah, no, I saw. Yeah, I saw
fucking
that
crazy.
I saw that second highlight for sure.
That was the first bet I ever won. I was like, Demetrius Johnson is plus 135.
He's like, wait, underdog Demetrius, give me this.
Yeah, I made that bread. Underdog Demetrius.
Yeah, no, I unfortunately with this fight night, I didn't even think to place any bets or anything like that. So I kind of sat. I mentioned to you, I think I might put a little something on this main event this upcoming weekend on that Blades and Pavlich. And can you guess who I'd be putting my money on?
Blades?
The white boy.
Unfortunately, yeah, you got me. Fuck. But yeah, hey, if you was betting, who the fuck would you be putting that money on that fight?
The white boy.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah.
No, I don't seem as racist. No.
Bro, that shit with Curtis Blades, that shit is like burned into my mind when he shot in on fucking Derek Lewis, and he just fucking.
Bro, no, and that's all Lewis had been waiting for that entire fight.
That shit was crazy.
Yeah,
because he threw it, I think, 2 times prior to that,
and he like it was like a full circle joint,
like stop mid takedown,
like a windmill uppercut.
Yeah,
he did too. That shit was dirty as fuck. Not dirty, but just like nasty.
But yeah. No, it looked like when Barbosa need Buddy.
Yeah.
Like he just fell down. Bro. And he was like, had to think about his life. Like he was on punishment.
And I don't know. I'm not going to say Barbosa was being malicious with the shots after, because it took the ref a second to even assess what was happening. As in what is the main rule? One of the first main rules that you hear at every main event as they're going. What is the first rule?
Don't stop until I stop you.
Well, that and protect yourself at all times.
Yeah.
So where again, even if he's not protecting himself, it's not up to the other fighter to stop doing what they're doing. Like they're gonna go until the ref stops. Although I will give there are some good. Just highly intelligent fighters that try to go easy once they know somebody was out. One of my favorite examples of this is when Gaethje fought Cowboy Cerrone. In that first round, I think he hit him with like a right hook, and then like an uppercut, straight buckled him.
Yeah.
And then hit him with another fucking right cross, dropped him. And then looked over at the ref. The ref isn't doing anything. Gaethje says he's done, and the ref doesn't do anything. So he has to hit him a couple more times. But by the time the ref is pulling him off, he is screaming at the ref to stop the shit because him and Cowboy were homies.
Yeah, like
he didn't have no ill will towards Donald. So he was more so he's trying to protect his friend.
Right.
Like, I don't want to fuck this dude up. You should see, like, I'm a fighter. I can tell this dude is done.
Yeah, he's done.
How can you not fucking see this? So there are some good fighters out there that do try to pull back when they know it's done. And maybe it's for different reasons. Like, I feel like O'Malley, a lot of times he likes them one shot and like he can walk off, and like because there's a couple fights where he did that and started to walk off, and the ref's like, I didn't call it off, but that final shot showed you probably should have called it off that second time. But I think as the sport evolves, I think also, and hopefully they'll get the judging situation under control to where There's more money in the sport now. Start paying the judges better, or paying for courses for people who you're going to have officiating your sport. Let them know what you're looking for. Let them know what's acceptable. Let them know what's not acceptable. And maybe we can avoid some of these situations moving forward. But at the end of the day, if you're a fighter, you don't want to deal with the judges, find a way to finish. That's the best way to avoid that shit. Sometimes it's easier said than done.
Listen, definitive questions need definitive answers.
Yep.
You feel me?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
So, yep. Keep that in mind. Because I know in all mine, except the one where I got jumped, that's the only way I fucking lost. But in all mine, I said, look, this ain't that. Are you done? You're going to tell me you lost. Because we're not going to do this shit again. You know what I'm saying? And if you're not going to tell me you lost, then when you wake up, you're going to know. Stop. I'm too old to be fighting.
Right now, for sure. I'd rather just smoke a little bit and chill and talk about fights.
You feel me?
Like what we doing here tonight. Speaking of, any other topics?
I'm exhausted. I got everything I had in. Except for that Chris Curtis has blocked me on fucking...
Oh, yeah. I think, you mentioned that last week that Chris Curtis had blocked you on Twitter, was it, right?
Yeah, he made a tweet saying that he was going to appeal the decision because it was bullshit, that the headbutt and everything. And I just retweeted it and said, he's so butthurt, LOL, he'll probably block me just for posting this. And I went back to it 3 days later and he blocked me. But I checked it the 2 days before that to see if he had blocked me, but he didn't. Which means that he was sitting there those entire 3 days going through that shit, looking for people and what they were saying. It's like, dude, if you're like that, you probably don't need to be on the internet. If you, who the fuck am I? Absolutely nobody.
I love when people.
Hey, not anymore, Mr. Wilby. You're the co-host of It's Almost Time podcast.
That's true. Maybe he'll recognize me when I see him after we get our media passes.
Yeah.
He gonna show up at Peoria for that unsanctioned league. He's gonna be like, oh, you want to get humbled, Paul? All right.
I'll clip this off. And then I'll fucking get him backstage. I'll be like, listen, dude.
They hugging.
I'll show him this clip, and then I'll fucking
shout out. That was an Easter egg.
We're gonna set up like some WWE type shit. Like I'm gonna get a clip of him like shoving me, the reporter, and like talking shit, and then it'll make him famous. We're gonna stage it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Okay.
To get him some PR. It's gonna be a PR angle for Chris Curtis.
Okay. Yeah. Really get some people upset. Go viral over it because then it'll help him. Because any promo's good promo, right? Any publicity is good publicity.
Pretty much.
So we'll go viral on that, and then we'll also get our brand up because of it. I'm down.
Chris Curtis attacks media cast from fucking
It's almost
epic podcast.
Attacks helpless media personnel at event.
More like Chris Curtis gets beat up by It's Almost Time podcast host. Nah, dude, he would fucking absolutely... If he hit me and I tried to block it would probably snap my fucking arm.
Oh, bro, no, that dude is a beast. I don't want no smoke, Mr. Curtis.
He catches a senton bomb from podcast host.
RKO.
Yeah.
But I guess, on that note, we will we'll call it a night for now. Probably be on. We did it a little bit later this week because we was out of town. Got back yesterday. I called it off yesterday. I said, hey, let's just do this shit tonight because I'm tired. And I crashed. I didn't even wake up today until like 9 a.m. Kind of surprised my pops called me. He was like, hey, what you doing? I said, what does it sound like? Like, cause you can tell when I just be waking up. I sound like that. But we'll be on next week. We'll probably discuss a little bit of some of the fights, the fight nights. I'm planning on watching them. I'm sure you guys are as well. They free, so why not? But we'll be back here.
It is 420 weekend, so I'm probably finna be extra high starting Thursday.
It is. Hey, bro, no, I already got a head start, my dude. I got a new outfit, got the bucket hat, and also the shorts to match.
You got a field trip planned for Thursday, so you know what I'm saying.
Nice.
Get some strains, get some foods, and
I work at the cannabis plant in Barry, and they don't let us.
What time is that starting off?
Huh?
What time is that starting?
Oh, early.
Early?
Yeah.
Oily?
Oily.
All right.
You feel me?
We'll get on the same page off of this, and we'll figure it out. But I guess for the time being, this is A1.
I'm Paul.
You already know my black ass.
And this is It's Almost Time, and we signing out for now. Y'all have a good night out there.